Prime Minister Gordon Brown told business leaders that everyone claiming job seekers allowance would be given a skills review, and this would be taken into account when deciding their benefit entitlement. There'll be a mandatory skills check and training schemes. The rules which stop people on benefits training for more than 16 hours a week are to be reformed. New incapacity benefit claimants will undergo a skills check, and existing claimants will have to attend skills interviews. And there'll be an expanded role for the private sector in helping to get benefits claimants into work. Well, campaign groups are welcoming the decision to reform the 16-hour training limit for those claiming benefits. We can speak to Michael Shillingford, who himself got caught out by this rule when he was studying for his A-levels, and he joins us from Nottingham. Michael, good evening.
Hi.
Tell us more about your experience of the 16-hour rule.
Well, I was homeless. I was living in foyers, which are supported accommodation for people who are in my kind of situation. On my 19th birthday, I had a letter from the DWP which basically said that I was no longer entitled to income support, which meant I was no longer entitled to housing benefit. Now, this kind of turned my world upside down. It meant that I had to find my own funding whilst I was studying my A-levels and find some kind of money from somewhere to fund my accommodation.
So you did manage to find the funding, did you? Because I suppose for many people it might mean that they just have to give up on the studying.
Well, yeah, I was pretty adamant about going to university though, so I had to work ridiculous hours. I was working as a waiter from like 8 o'clock in the evening until kind of 1 o'clock in the morning, and then getting up at 9 o'clock the next day, going to college and studying for my A-levels. So yeah, it was a bit of a traumatic experience.
So how much of a difference do you think abolishing the 16-hour rule will make to people?
Oh, a huge difference, an absolute huge difference. I mean, any kind of barrier thrown in the way of young people trying to get into education is just wrong. Education is surely a right rather than a privilege. There should be no barriers facing young people.
Right, we appreciate you telling us about your experiences tonight. Michael Shillingford from Nottingham, thanks.
You're watching BBC News 24, where the time's 7:31. Still to come, the woman behind the tubes.